representative on finalist in the Masters. Shane Van Boening is on course to not only defend, but also to become the first player to do so in the tournament's history. But who will he play next? Well, one thing is certain, it will be an Englishman, Mark Gray or Darren Appleton, who will contest the second semi-final of the Party Poker World Tour Masters. In the opening last four match, Van Boening gave a masterclass in the art of breaking. He restricted his opponent, Lu Hai Tao, to a brief appearance in the second rack, but after that, the American ran out 6 straight to complete the whitewash. Coming up now, semi-final 2, Gray versus Appleton.
For me, the further I go, the less pressure I feel. It's just more like, I think because you're pretty deep into the tournament, you sort of relax a little bit more. Obviously you're focused and you can see the finishing line. So for me, I just feel like this is where I sort of play my best pool, because obviously I'm like hungry to win the title. So now it's just really taking care of business, really. Well, Mark Gray, I've known him a long time. I don't think he's beat me for maybe 4 or 5 years, and I've maybe won the last, I'll probably say 7 or 8 matches we've played. But obviously today's a different day. So obviously he's a great player. Maybe we as both playing each other, it adds a little bit more pressure to the game. So just got to really really focus on my own game, and just don't dog it, really.
Yeah, it means the world to me. Obviously it's my best run in the tournament, it's my 3rd time here, and to be in the semi-finals is great. My confidence is good now. Like, obviously beating Ko Pin-Yi yesterday, who's the world number 3 and current world 10 ball champion, was a big scout for me. But obviously playing Suke, who's a legend, and I'm 6-3 down, and everybody knows he's the most consistent player, great front runner. But I just really played my best form at the right time today. The semi-final obviously against Darren's going to be a real tough game. Yet again, he's going to be the favourite. He's won everything there is to win in the game. I know him really well. He's a friend. He's been a teammate in tournaments before. So I know Darren's game inside out, and I know what to expect. I know I have to bring my A game to stay with him.
This is an all-English affair, Appleton-Gray. And I can tell you one thing, after the virtuoso performance we've seen from Shane Van Boening in our first semi-final, these two have a tough act to follow.
You simply can't get any better than what Shane did. That was some of the finest 9-ball pool we've ever seen. So Mark Gray wins the lag. Well, and considering that 8-0 scoreline of Shane Van Boening's, how important is the lag? If winner breaks, short race to 8.
First rack. Mark Gray to break.
It can be a massive advantage. You win the rack, you keep shooting. He's got the 1 ball down. He's got the orange 5. But the 2 is covered by the 9. You can see a little bit of the edge of the 2 ball. I think Mark has to be feeling pretty relaxed at this point after that terrific comeback against Ralph Suke. Down 6-3, and he won 5 straight to take it across the finish line.
In the first round against Ko Pin-Yi, even though he won and had a very good result, his breaking wasn't all that authoritative, but it certainly was against Suke. But a clear shot at the 2 ball, and when Darren Appleton's coming to the table, that's something which isn't recommended.
So no matter which way you look at it, we're going to have a sort of a mini Mosconi Cup final. It will be England versus the USA. Oh, that's a great pot. Right in the heart of the pocket. So an early error by Mark Granite Gray.
And Gray, after beating Suke in the quarterfinals, freely admitted that he would be the underdog in this match, that Appleton should be regarded as the favourite. And Gray said, I'm expecting him to miss absolutely nothing.
Well, Mark is a very, very fine player and a phenomenal cueist. He's mostly been playing in the Euro Tour, on the Euro Tour events and the GB 9-ball tour. Trying to maybe stick a little closer to home. He's got a new baby and looking after the family. So it's been Darren. That was Darren? Yes. That one went a little too far. And the point. There you see it here. The point of the side pocket is covering the white ball. Darren's been the one who goes all over the world, and he has won numerous world titles. And so, yes, Mark is correct. On paper, we'd have to say that Darren is the favorite.
Having to apply side here. Chance spurned.
Yeah, we don't play pool tournaments on paper. We play them on blue cloth.
And it looks as though Appleton's going to be punished for that mistake. It's his birthday today. Mark Gray turns 42. Really enjoying himself, relishing the challenge, and he leads Darren Appleton 1-0.
That's certainly a boost right there for Mark Gray. And after that come from behind win over Ralph Suke, when it looked like Ralph was going to take the match, he must be feeling pretty good about himself.
Second right. Mark Gray to break, leading 1 right to 0.
I think even more important than that, he would like to celebrate a win in the semi-final of this, one of the world's great pool tournaments, the World Pool Masters. And look at this. He's got a ball down and a shot on the one. This seems to be the trend now, not necessarily to go for the one in the side pocket, but to have the try to break where the one goes past the side pocket and leaves an open shot like this, because the two wing balls, players are usually getting at least one of the wing balls down in the bottom corners. This is what Shane Van Boening was doing so successfully against Lou Haitao in our first semifinal.
Well, after beating Johnny Archer in a very entertaining quarterfinal, Darren Appleton was quick to point out and tell everyone that this is the direct quote: "I have a great record against Mark Gray." No doubt that is true. But Gray, well capable of exacting revenge. A celebrity audience here at the Victoria Warehouse this evening. On the right-hand side there, the familiar face of Mikey North, aka Dean Windass from Coronation Street.
Now Mark Gray showing some really good touch here in rack number 2, and this is an ideal start for Gray. This 9-ball to go up 2-0 versus fellow Englishman Darren Appleton. And it all started with that mistake in rack number 1. Darren left the one in the jaws. 2-0, Mark Gray.
Welcome back to this all-English semi-final between Mark Gray and Darren Appleton. Gray won the opening 2 racks and broke in the third. He looked set for 3-0, but a costly miss on the 5 allowed Appleton back to the table to get off the mark. Here's the 4th.
Rack 4. Darren Appleton to break, trailing by 1 rack to 2.
Well, he's going to come up dry on that one. Mark Gray can see the 1 ball. A lot of distance between the cue and the 1 and no clear path to a pocket. Well, there is a path cutting the ball left, but that is super difficult. Did he get safe? I don't think so. Can Darren? Yes. One into 2, but he's got to maintain position on the 1 ball.
Time extension.
You were talking. Nice touch. You were talking, Phil, about Darren Appleton feeding off the weaknesses of players. He doesn't just feed off the weakness, he studies the weaknesses of the players. He knows when a player has a weakness. He will play certain kinds of shots in certain situations based upon what he knows about his opponent. And we often hear players saying, you play the table, you don't play the opponent. Well, Darren Appleton doesn't think of it like that. He's such a fierce competitor that he will play his opponent.
And because of that, he fully appreciates the importance of twisting the knife here. Gray was in command, steaming towards 3-0. He missed the 5 ball. Appleton now rapidly closing in on 2-2. Could well be keenly contested, this semi-final. Unlike the first semi-final, we're hearing, by the way, that the precise time of Shane Van Boning's 8-0 whitewash of Lu Haitao was 27 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, you won't be surprised to know that since best of 15, a race to 8 was introduced into the World Pool Masters in 2003. That's the quickest match ever.
It was breathtaking. So the safety gone awry for Mark Gray. Darren Appleton slams the door shut on that rack. We are tied at 2 in this semifinal.
In the fifth, Appleton broke, but had little option other than to push out. His shot on the 2 looked impressive, but failed to avail position. Then came safety, and we dipped back into the action with Gray at the table.
3-6. Oh, that was a safety, okay. And he leaves that on.
It's only a small thing, you know, Ted, but I really like Darren Appleton's supporters. They do it the right way, don't they? There's no over cheering and shouting and taking their man off. What they do, they actually support him, encourage him at the table. They help. Other fans might hinder.
Yes, his fans are actually very professional. Now that's a safety. That's why you play lockdown safeties, because they oftentimes lead to fouls. Ball in hand.
And look at the table. There's no reason whatsoever why Appleton shouldn't run out from here and take the lead for the first time.
Funny game. Mark Gray was up 2-0. Was on his way to making it 3-0. With just 3 balls left on the table, wide open table. The 7 bobbled in the jaws. And that allowed Darren Appleton to claim his first rack, make it 2-1. And now here we are just a few minutes later, and Darren Appleton poised to go up 3-2.
Then he's looking mean, moody and magnificent, Appleton. Up for the cup. Or the trophy in this case. He leads 3-2. And the key to this rack was one very good safety shot. In fact, it was more than a safety. As Ted said, it was a lockdown snooker. Gray unable to make contact with it. That left ball in hand. Appleton was in.
Well, Darren hasn't had...
Q rack 6. Darren Appleton to break, leading 3 racks to 2.
much success on the break. Let's see if he can finally get a good spread here with a couple of balls down. You know, I'm surprised he's hitting them so hard after seeing Shane Van Boning come out here and do that medium break and have so much success, but Darren's tearing into the balls and he's getting nothing.
We're hearing the quote from Van Boning after his match, actually. He said, "I was looking for something on the practice table because he's been working hard on the break. I was looking for something on the practice table, and I can tell you I found it." Ominous words for whoever he plays in the final.
Well, we'll have to find out maybe after the tournament what he means by that. The practice table, different conditions. They're not even racking the balls the same on the practice table. They're using a template rack just to make it real quick and easy to rack. And here they're racking the balls in a wooden triangle, which means you never get the same kind of rack each and every time. What exactly he's found.
Well, he may not have found anything, but he thinks he has, and that's the most important
You know,
thing.
you have a good point there,
Time
Phil.
extension.
And a lot of what goes on here in pool, you have such great talents, but there is so much mental stuff going on here, and psychology and gamesmanship. And you're right, if he thinks he found something, he's going to stick with it. And perhaps that quote is a way of sending out a message to whoever he's going to play, that I know something that you don't.
What we know here, Appleton's left the one.
That's good. He knocks the 4 out of the way. So now the table is open up for Mark Granite Gray.
And you have to say, if it does go 3-3, I think that's pretty much a fair reflection on the way things have gone so far.
Yeah, they've each had their moments. Gray started out, won the first 2, and then Appleton 3 in a row. Well, it's frustration for Darren Appleton on the break shot.
Just a grain of doubt about this 9 ball. Just a smidgen. Well done, Mark Gray. Darren Appleton's 3-rack winning run is halted. It's 3-3.
Rack 7. Mark Gray to break. 3 racks each.
He's claimed 2 tremendous scalps so far in this tournament. Can he make it a 3rd?
He's got a ball down, and he's got a shot on the 1. And he's also got an angle that will bring him out for the 2. I think he'll be pleased with that break off.
He'd take it every time. All day, every day. Not a roadmap, not absolutely perfect by any means, but much better than average. How about that? Okay, it was thin, but with his potting prowess,
Yeah.
I'm very surprised he missed it.
I was thinking the same thing, and he's got that snooker background.
Well, he played the drag shot to hold for the 2. That didn't help matters, I suppose. And so the pendulum, which has been busy in this match, swings again.
Winner of this semifinal will play
Time
the
extension.
USA's Shane Van Boening in the final.
The pride of Pontefract in Yorkshire, Darren Appleton. Mining town, famous for its horse racing track, known as Ponty.
So this came as a result of a miss on the 1 by Mark Gray. Mark had the open table, and we expected him to get it, but the miss leads to Darren Appleton getting the rack. He leads 4-3.
As he walked out of the arena, Appleton just looked up at one of the stands. There was a real clatter. Don't know what happened. Just as he got down to pop the 9 ball, thankfully it didn't disrupt his concentration. After the 1 ball was missed by Gray, Appleton did a thoroughly professional job in cleaning things up. There's Darren Appleton's wife. They've been married for 1 year, celebrating their first anniversary. Can he bring home a trophy to complete the celebration? Well, in this match he's leading for the second time. It was 3-2, now it's 4-3. Oh, I thought the pink 4 ball was going to drop in and really help matters there. But again, it's dry.
Yeah, it's massive frustration for Darren Appleton on the break shot. And both of these players having issues on the break. Mark's had a bit of success on the break, but nobody has had success like Shane Van Boening. So whoever wins here is going to have to figure something out on that practice table.
Now from the overhead shot you can see that this might be a big pocket. Well, he could have clipped in off the 4 ball, just doubled the 2 directly. And now things are looking promising.
Mark Gray, 41 years old. 42, I'm sorry. Celebrating his birthday. So we have an, Oh, shocking.
You're right, Ted. He's celebrating his birthday today. Now, the tradition is that you receive gifts on your birthday. You don't give them. You're almost right with his age, of course. He was 41 yesterday.
So it's the wedding anniversary and the birthday. The mismatch. Darren Appleton looking to go up by 2 and has had nothing but total frustration on the break shot. Can you imagine if he finally figures it out? He will be off to the races. And it's just this 9-ball for a 2-rack lead.
Yes, it would be his most substantial advantage, and he's missed the 9 over stretching. Unbelievable.
He wasn't comfortable. You could see that he changed his position. He went off to the side of the table. He didn't like the position there. And I believe that was because he overhit the ball, the cue ball, when he potted the 8, and he just didn't have the correct position, and he decided to stretch as far as he could, and that's why he missed it. He just wasn't comfortable. Mark Gray. You were talking about gifts?
I'd written 5-3 on my scorecard. I'm going to change it to 4-4. Well, numerically they're tied, but I think psychologically the edge is definitely with Gray, and of course so is the break.
Yeah, he's had a little more success on the break shot.
And rack 9, Mark Gray to break.
Wow.
4 racks each.
That is just hard to believe. I can't imagine Darren Appleton doing that, but he did. There you see a ball down for Mark Gray. You can see the 1, so he'll be doing a 1-8 combination. The 8 is right over that corner pocket.
Retains the 1 over the pocket as well. The 2's there, looking good.
Appleton just wasn't comfortable on that shot. He tried several positions to get comfortable. He opted for the long stretch. He took his time, but it just didn't go.
I was chatting with Mark Gray this morning, and he's a realist, as Mark. He freely admitted that Copigny had played poorly in the first round and that obviously he'd been the beneficiary. I was impressed the way he came back against Souquet in the quarterfinals. Who wouldn't be? And he's sticking in here as well. But as I said before, he was fully expecting Darren Appleton to make everything in this match. He certainly wasn't expecting him to miss what was a pretty much bread and butter 9-ball. one of those shots, Ted, that looks relatively straightforward, but with the cue ball close to the side cushion, there's pressure on this.
This is a tough shot here, right here. I'm sure Darren's paying close attention to it. Goes cross table bank. That and the cut shot were tough. Nothing easy to choose from for Mark Gray, and he leaves this long shot. But after missing the 9-ball, has Darren Appleton been able to put that miss out of his mind? We'll find out right now. That feels better.
Right there, Ted. That's the hallmark of a champion.
That was a terrific pot from Darren Appleton.
Well, get my hat, because if he misses this, I'll eat it.
And again, he's stretching.
Lead restored, face grim, determination etched all over his expression. Darren Appleton 5, Mark Gray 4.
Every break, it's just nothing down, dry breaks. We move over to the other side of the table. Perhaps take something off the punch of the cue ball here. Here he is. Going to try it over this side.
Rack 10. Darren Appleton to break, leading 5 racks to 4.
And he does take something off. That was not as big a break. And he makes the 1-ball. And he's got a shot at the 2. Maybe he's found something finally.
Yeah, shot of the 2, as Ted said. 3 in the open, 6 over the pocket. You'll fancy this. Didn't want to be too straight on the pink 4 ball. Certainly didn't want to be queuing over the black 8. He can get position, of course he can, on the orange 5, but it might be at distance.
Well, Mark Gray, with several errors in this match, have cost him. What's cost Darren Appleton mostly is the dry breaks, but he turned it around here. If he can figure out that break, Darren's going to soon be headed to the finish line.
That was a really good pot on the 5. Crunch ball.
This has to really lift him up. After a hard-won, gritty rack, and rack number 9, Darren Appleton with his first break and run of the rack. And he opens up his biggest lead. 6-4, Appleton leads Gray in this semifinal.
In went the 1. The 2 played ball. Had to leave a long 5 ball, but he knocked it in with aplomb. And there's now daylight between them.
Rocky 11. Darren Appleton to break, leading 6 racks to 4.
Well, he's found his sweet spot. The 9 ball goes in. And just like that, it's 7-4. Well, he waved his hand in apology, knows it's lucky, but he'll take it. 7-4. Appleton 1 away from a spot in the finals.
Instantaneous joy. What a way to get to the hill. Cue ball comes back. The 9 into the middle pocket. Joyous for him. Horrible for Gray.
Just in time for Darren Appleton. He was coming up dry one after the next, and he's found his spot just off the side rail. The other times he was breaking from the other side of the table. He moved over. He's not breaking off the side. He's just a little bit in, and he's definitely taking some mustard off the hit here. He's made it more of a 3/4 hit, and I think he's found a sweet spot. There. 1 in the side, 2 ball, the wing ball down, and a shot on the 3. Well, if he has indeed found that sweet spot on the break, and Shane Van Boening certainly has found his sweet spot, this is going to be an interesting final if indeed he can run this rack out and win the match.
You have to believe here the end could be nigh. At 4-4 it was anyone's match. But Appleton has turned on the turbo. He was held to 4-4 by Johnny Archer in the quarterfinals. Pulled away to win 8-5.
Time extension.
In the first round against Matthias Snigotsky, he was 5-3 up, won 3 of the next 4 racks. When he needs to, he produces.
And also a lot of money on the line here. $20,000 to the winner of the Whirlpool Masters, $9,000 to the runner-up, $4,500 to the semifinalists. So it's double your payday if you win here in the semifinals. At least double your payday.
Now then. All around the houses. Lovely position on the 8. Gray must feel like he's about to pack the cue away.
Well, we are set for what is a titanic final. England versus the USA, Appleton versus Van Boening. This is going to be good.
A very good performance from Darren Appleton in the All-English affair. He prevails by a score of 8 racks to 4. And as Ted said, what a final in prospect. 2 big guns in the world of pool going head-to-head. It's Appleton Van Boening for the Party Poker Whirlpool Masters title.
Didn't feel great in that match, but just happy to win, really. I played okay for missing the 9. I missed a 9 ball at maybe 4-3. That was my big mistake there, just like careless. But felt a bit edgy throughout the match, maybe because I was playing like an Englishman. And just desperate to get to the final, so I'm just really happy to win.
So our final will be contested by the 2009 winner, Darren Appleton,
and the defending champion, Shane Van Boening, on course to become the first man to snare back-to-back titles in the Party Poker World